it's hard for me to, it's not hard. It's very simple for me to explain, but for me to explain it properly, it's very easy to take my words out of context and twist them around. And that's exactly what's been happening with our religions. But my faith in God is growing. I said this earlier in text or somewhere. My faith in God is growing. My faith in man, including myself. And I know that's not something that should be said by someone who's claiming the things that I say, but that's the reality of where I am.
Greetings, guys. Thanks for joining.
It's not my will anymore. It's God's will.
Feel free to hit the chat.
God will
provide,
link. God will allow.
The stream.
And I truly believe that God will open the mind of someone, open their inspiration, their creativity, open their heart.
All right, there it's pinned. Come on up,
and I believe that others will at the right time. The right doors will be opened. The right connections will be made.
Young Money, Travis Turner, Jeff, greetings.
This world is going to change.
The link is pinned. You guys can feel free to come join me.
Please,
certainly
at least join me in the belief.
Oh, here we go.
If you don't join me actively, at least join me in the belief, in the faith that there's people, not just me.
Join me in the belief. Ha 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 ha. Talcott's at it again. You guys really want to keep on with believing? Because I don't.
There's many of us out here working to try and inspire, to educate, to create a better future for everyone's children. Who did I just talk to?
Oh, goodness, I did it again.
Someone recently who had a couple of children, and that was reminding me. That's what I do, why I do what I do, why I place myself in positions to be ridiculed, and why I continue what I do. It's for the children. We all care about the children. We all say we do. I think we can do more.
Okay.
I think we need to do more. All of us together, we can come together. We can overcome the past. As a matter of fact, if we came together today, we reached out to enough people, we'd get the attention of the people who want to do the same thing. And when I'm talking about the same thing, I'm talking about ending wars.
Well, I don't know what the heck happened here.
There's families
well,
right
there's
now.
The link. It's down in chat.
So I believe there's families right now that are in the conflict.
Why is it not showing up as a link?
Conflict and danger, the hostility created by other people.
See, this is why I
think those of us who are safe, it's time for us to start speaking a little louder, because we've got people in high places, positions of influence and authority who can change this stuff.
Got it.
I got to bring this one up. Ending war, but how? The truth.
There we go.
The truth must no longer be hidden. Because it's only through hiding the truth that manipulation and corruption can exist. And as long as we allow our corporations and our governments to continue to be hidden behind legality and authority, as long as we continue allowing that collectively, wars will continue. Because, if you step back from who we are and where we are, and maybe think from a higher perspective of the Creator, if we're going to build a civilization in this world of natural abundance, and yet we're not going to show respect for knowledge, for the truth, for life, for one another, like we were taught, well, I'm pretty sure that by our election and our support of this capitalist, whatever you want to call it, this money system, this debt-based slavery system, by humanity's collective support and choice, I truly believe that humanity is creating its own misery and suffering as a result of disrespecting the truth. And those brothers and sisters who call themselves Christians, if you made that commitment publicly and privately to become a follower of Christ, well then, brothers and sisters, we should not be supporting our government that funds wars, and we should not be supporting the enforcement of, we shouldn't be supporting profitable prisons and punishment either. Christians, Muslims, those who claim to have faith, what are we doing? How do we end the wars? We choose to make peace. We demand peace. We demand our legislators, our representatives.
Again, we don't demand. They're not our legislators and they're not our representatives. So again, if you want to be free of the system, you want to help them quit the wars and end secrets, you can't be part of that system. They're going to tell you, go fuck yourself.
We exercise our rights, open up doors of communication to those people responsible for the supposed governance of this nation. I'm speaking as an American. Thankfully, we have this opportunity and ability to freely speak the truth with one another so far. I think we are the ones that we've been praying for. I think when we humble.
Okay, greetings, everybody. Greetings. Let me welcome everybody once again. Unslavia, Lori, thanks for joining. Mary, Liberty for All, Salted Cedar, Ninja Jeep Girl, thanks for joining. Travis, Gaining Wisdom, Sunshine Time, thanks for joining. Who else? We got JLV here. We're hoping to have some more Jack Off Jacks. Welcome. I just announced that I was restreaming over here again. And I hope that somebody will or people will hit that stream link and come up and help out. Again, I don't want this just to be a matter of my thoughts and opinions. When we have a conglomeration of the same thoughts and opinions, it works much better. So if I sit up here by myself and nobody comes up, it's just pointing out that I might be the fucking lunatic, huh? So just think about that, folks. That's the only kind of support I'm looking for. And again, just like Paul, you know, if you find me being in the wrong, I need your help in doing that. A lot of us don't look in the mirror and see what we think we're seeing or see what we need to see. And that only comes from other people and their views and opinions from an outside perspective. And that's all I want to do. I want to learn what you guys are thinking about me. In my expression, my thoughts about Jack, I need to make sure I'm right. So, and again, thanks, cult member Fox 333. Anybody else that might have joined? Let me check real quick. All right. Well, we got a few there, but I don't see them showing up on the chat. But welcome everybody once again. Let's get back to Jack. That StreamYard link is there for a reason. Please join me.
Ourselves to the truth, to the gift of life that it is. When we humble ourselves to the Almighty, which is what the religions were saying, what the Bible was teaching. I honestly, golly geez, man.
So you humble yourself to God, but in humbling yourself to the societal setup, you renege on God. Again, like I said, they are not your representatives. They are not your legislators. The only thing they represent, the only thing they legislate is the person, period. Nothing more.
I wanted to disregard the Bible for a long, long time, but well, I look forward, actually, hopefully on this channel, and for those who are tuned in and new, please do the subscribe thing. we're going to, and share.
And yes, thanks for the reminder, Jack. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at this. And also, like I've said, like Paul said, I'm not in this for the numbers. But be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I'm going to be dropping the PayPal link just in case anybody wants to share some love. And let's get back into it.
Share this opportunity with others. These are the conversations. And I actually hope to bring some very scholarly discussions to this panel, to this channel, in regards to the Bible, other faiths, solutions that we may be able to work towards. Because like I said, this world is nuts, man. When I realized I used to be nuts for trying to fit in, I realized I've been holding myself back because money and blah, blah, blah. All
money and blah blah. See, he doesn't want to deal with those commercial terms because he doesn't realize that's the problem. He thinks it's just blah blah blah, and that the real problem is he needs to talk to people. Again, your spoken words, written or spoken, your comments are merely inventions, fictions, and fabrications, and they are watching every last one of us, wanting to see what we're going to do. That is what the vital statistics is all about. Statistical data elements. They want to know what you're doing now, because what you're doing now gives them hints as to how you're going to react in the future. So if you always remain in the now, and that never changes, and you're always dealing with nothing but the truth, they won't mess with you. How do I know? 93 cases.
sorts of excuses held me back. Once I detached from the opinions and beliefs of others, I started focusing on what was real. And what was real was always right now. And so then I recognized that if I focus on right now, how I feel will make a difference in what I do. So I started.
So again, if you focus on right now, you're going to feel about what you do. Well, that's again, you're thinking about what you've done and not what you're going to do, because you're not doing anything. So how can you feel anything about what you do when all you do is sit on your ass and flap your fucking jaws? If you don't put anything into practice, if you don't put your research into practice and start giving them the signage and start talking to them in person, in the public, with knowledge and authority of where that knowledge comes from, they'll never comprehend you. And this is why I keep telling everybody, I communicate with the UN, but I don't do it publicly. I communicate with the Pentagon, but I don't do it publicly. I've got a private hybrid routing setup. They can't consider anything commercial. It has to be private. Period.
Establishing the conscious practice of gratitude. So now I go through my day grateful, albeit a bit confused. Okay. I've shared my confusion, and my frustration has been clearly documented.
Confusion cannot be clear. That's why it's called confusion. So clearly documenting your confusion doesn't clear your confusion. It's documented. As he said, he used to be insane. Well, that documentation is still valid because nobody's proven him otherwise. Even himself. And greetings, Dick. Who else? Cult member number 47. Red number 40. Formerly Truth Not Lies. Greetings. Hoping everybody's going to have a good, enjoyable night for a Saturday night. I'm glad you're here instead of out there partying and getting fucked up, or out there in that commercial system getting fucked up by them, or even communicating with Jack. I don't know how he maintains 35 people watching. I'm restreaming him, and I've got 22. Again, that tells me more people want to listen to his drama rather than having somebody point out the truths of his lies. Again, like I mentioned yesterday, he wants to get up there and placate that Paul and his premise says that you need to trick people, manipulate them, and tempt them. And therefore, brothers and sisters, tempt yourself and believe, despite the scriptures telling you that you're supposed to know God.
It just blows my mind, man. Why hasn't God opened the mind of someone yet into the possibility that this is true? Because if this is real, no one ever came to me in my life and said, hey, Jack, hey, I got some crazy ideas, man, but I think we can end the wars and I think we can do some stuff to really change the future of humanity. You want to try and join? No one ever in my life came to me with that. Welcome, Smith. I'm offering that conversation with you.
Well, thank you. How you doing?
Fabulous. How you doing?
Did you really do that, Dick? Did you really get online with fucking UN? That must have been fucking hilarious. I got to hear about that, brother. Come on up.
Tonight. Thank you for joining.
Well, thanks for having me. I don't have much. I saw in the chat there. I thought that was a great comment. Somebody said something about rumors of wars. I'm not well versed on the Bible. I mean, I should be better with it, but I was going to find the passage there because it kind of seems like Ukraine is a rumor of a war. I mean, I hear you're more likely to die if a lightning strike. But the way I relate it to my research and what I do is Ukraine was founded on the day that Kobe Bryant Day, 824. And I could go on and on. I shared something with Moose. I thought he would find interesting at the beginning of the Ukraine war. Zelensky was 16101 days old, and that's the zip code of Energy, Pennsylvania, because we purposely blew up the Nord Stream. So just thought I'd share that. Might not be the most positive thing, but God is real. I mean, it's tough to hear. Maybe I should put my nose where it belongs and get in where I fit in, like people say. But I want people to know God's real. And God bless y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you, brother. Well, I appreciate certainly you coming and offering.
So he called the hotline for the UN. Is there a clip on that? Because if there is, I want to see that. Oh, they were closed, of course, but still hilarious. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. That this guy is, well, and he's not really insufferable because everybody keeps wanting to watch him. You know, like I said, he's over there with 35 and I'm over here with 24. You know, I've got more than twice as many subscribers. How does that work, people? Again, because everybody wants the drama. They don't give a fuck about the truth.
Those perspectives, brother. But see, this is me explaining what I experienced. I opened the panel up, inviting conversation, hoping to discuss ideas to pursue with the intentions of ending wars and really making an influence in the future of humanity. So I open up space for that, to be talked at, for the opportunity to share with other people, I guess, and for me to be ignored. So it's the darndest thing. I mean, when I say what I'm looking for, I don't know how to communicate it, but I'm looking for someone willing to help me.
He admits he doesn't know how to communicate it. And yet he insists that he's right. Yet when you point out what he just said, he says, no, I didn't. This is how confused this motherfucker is.
Understand what is going on. Why is it so difficult for people to have a conversation with me? I mean, Smith, not to bring everything up, but I received a call from you the other night. I followed up with a text. I was a very polite and inviting text as far as I'm concerned. And I mentioned earlier, I mentioned it many times, I'd love to get together and have a lunch. Maybe then you might pay attention to me instead of whatever else. I don't know. How do I convince anyone to try and understand what I'm saying? Holy cows. I mean, and let me not say it like that, because I know many people do understand. But here's the thing. You've got to, I don't know what you need to do. I don't know what anyone else, this is actually the topic of tonight. How do you get the perspective across when communication is challenging? Here's something I'd like to point out, though, too, is for those who have been paying attention, Moose and I first, we had one set of issues. We turned a corner, and more recently, we aired some other issues, or I aired. My issues were aired. Moose and I are communicating. Communication is the key to relationships. When you stop the relationship, when you stop the communication, that's where everything deteriorates. That's what happened I'm speaking from experience, okay? And I didn't control the outcome, or it certainly didn't. I don't know. You know what? My life has been a lesson, and I'm having fun with it. Because the past brought me to here. And this was another thing I was thinking about recently, too, is relationships, things, jobs, statuses, titles, whatever, diagnoses, whatever. Many of those are temporary. It's all temporary, right? It's all part of the experience. So an offer to consider, right? Words are not things. Words are powerful tools, and they are a thing in themselves. But the words and labels that we assign to people, to memories, to whatever, those labels, they're not the thing themselves. To bring that into perspective, particularly those people you don't like, people who you.
Somebody just made a comment on the other chat. He's looking kind of distraught, isn't he? What is that? I strongly sense he is legit mentally ill to some extent. I mentioned this the first time I met Jack. I figured he's the way he acted, he's got bipolar at minimum. At minimum, that was my first inclination. Since I've determined that he's also a double narcissist. His ego personality on both sides is narcissistic to the point that he argues with himself, and that's his confusion.
You hate, despise.
And again, that's just my opinion. While we sit up here by myself and nobody else wants to help me with that opinion and tell me whether I'm right or wrong. So I have to question my own self. Thanks.
The dark thoughts come in. Get past the labels and recognize there's a being, perhaps a divine spark, perhaps a messenger that's there to ignite your spirit, your emotions, maybe open your mind and increase your compassion, your level of understanding. I honestly think that's what this life is for. The more I've been living this life, the more I've been thinking about it, I think the purpose of this experience is to discover the divine. Because life is full of divinity. It's full of perfection. It's full of beauty. It's full of mystery and so much. But the world, man, and it goes into what the Bible says too, at least as far as I understand it. But like the fallen angels, they just got into their heads, thought they were all that, kind of pushed God and the love out of the equation. Look at our world, man. Hey, Smith, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Do you have any thoughts on anything that I've been saying?
I'm totally listening to you. I love what you have to say. I don't know if you saw in the comment. I said, you're like a dad to me. I never really had one. I'm okay with that. I'm not, you're a good dude. I like it. So when I bring these things to you, I'm not trying to talk at you. I just figure it's different than your set of interests. And I do see a couple people in the chat there both giving me crap and thought it was interesting. So
hey, fair enough. I respect what you bring, but please watch your habit. As a friend, I'm gonna encourage you to watch your habits of assumptions. Okay.
Yeah, watch your habits of assumptions. Isn't that a good one? Assuming everybody's thoughts and offerings of help of any kind is nothing but their opinion and it doesn't apply to him. This is just fucking ridiculous. And I still, 6 months later, I still have a hard time comprehending why anyone would sit there and listen to this motherfucker, except for the fact that they prefer drama over the truth. You would rather sit there and listen to all the lies mixed in with the drama, and you don't even reconsider it as that's the exact same fucking thing the government is doing. This man is so indoctrinated that he believes he's not insane, even though they announced him as insane. And those are the best ones to listen to, ain't it? Again, good job, guys.
There's patterns that we'll create, and we'll recreate the same patterns. We'll create patterns of thought, particularly off generalized assumptions. And those generalized assumptions that nobody wants to hear it, well, dude, that'll make you feel pretty lonely. And then I don't think you want to feel lonely. I know I used to feel that way, and it sucks. But sometimes it is true that we're alone. Sometimes it is true that people don't understand. But please, the power of words, the words you speak, the words you say, they are so important because you know this, Smith. It reveals the truth.
Yep.
The truth or lies.
Yep. I would agree.
Hey, well, here's the other thing, though, too, Smith. I respect you and I appreciate you. And there's something there. Hey, brother, your faith is strong, too. You have a knowing of God. I respect and honor that. There's a reason our paths have crossed. I'd like to discover what that is.
Seems fair.
Let me buy you.
In 2020.
Let me buy you lunch sometime. We can break bread. We can have conversations and see what we can discover.
Yeah. You don't have to buy me lunch. I work so much I can afford to get lunch. That's an awesome offer. You're good.
Onofe, greetings. Cult Slave Master number 7, greetings. Hoping everybody had a good night. Austin Murphy, greetings. La India Maria, greetings. For the people, greetings. We Free, greetings. Chuck in Tennessee, greetings. Again, like I said, that stream link is up there. I don't want to do this alone. Greetings, Jeff. Cult member number 47, greetings. We're still watching Jack. Well, I'll just occupy myself. Trisha Bennett on his post says, I used to think God was angry with me, El Perro, but God's not angry with me. God knows I am but dust and knows I'm trying with all my heart. Oh, and now he wants to see. Now he wants to block me, or one of his mods. See, so they want to block me after that. See? Yeah, you've been placed in timeout by the owner of this video or moderator. Why? Let's go look at the comments. I just tuned in. What is your stance that this is for suckers? Thank you. Break bread with no leaven. Good one. Talking about breaking bread with Jack tonight. Bringing peace. Breaking bread at the table and ain't got not 1 ounce of fucking leaven. Right? Right? Okay. Then we go down here and we see are you spiritual, Rebecca Joe? This is after her comment about quiet anger. Anger still showing, only quieter. Not Jack's anger. Why do you think God is angry with us? I never said God was angry with us. This is the fucking presumption and assumption Jack was just talking about. And every motherfucking one out there wants to do this shit. Fucking idiots. Just like they tell you when you're on the roadside and that cop pulls you over, shut the fuck up. I used to think God was angry with me, El Perro, but God's not angry with me. God knows I am but dust and knows I'm trying with all my heart. Same here, dear. And like I keep saying, you're not supposed to be fucking listening to me and my fucking anger. You're supposed to be listening to a fucking message. How's that for anger, huh? How's that for quiet? I put El Perro in the panel. His chats were not positive, Christ or Christ-like. There's the one that did it. See? This is the Provo kid. See? Didn't say a fucking thing to him. Are you spiritual, Rebecca Joe? Because if you are and follow the same scriptures, then you need to relearn about God's anger. You know how many cities, how many populations God burned down in that biblical scripture? And yet you people want to sit here and talk about motherfucking genocide. The fuck is the difference? The difference is you get something to fucking cry about.
Here, Jack.
Thank you. I just asked for the opportunity, the time, and if you would, the consideration of I prefer plant-based. Well, I eat plant-based. I don't eat meat. So hopefully we can find something to accommodate. But
all right, seems like a healthy way to be, and I couldn't do it, but that's an awesome way to be.
The point is, though, Smith, and for those who are tuning in today, Moose, I saw you pop up.
Basically, he said no.
No need to tell everybody come over here if ain't nobody gonna fucking join me on the panel. You get it?
Barbecue, Smith. No barbecue.
Yeah, no barbecue of beast. We can grill up some veggies, man, but whatever. Hey, the point is, though, Smith, what I'm really trying to share, I'm filled with faith. I do not believe I'm delusional. I do not believe that I'm lying or crazy.
I don't need numbers with facetious motherfuckers that don't want to come here in the first place, and you got to fucking beg them to come over.
My faith is strong, but I'm also a very humble man in that I don't know what to do. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to go. All I know is what I can try and accomplish. And all I know is what I believe can be accomplished. And I work towards those things every day, but brother, there's opportunities here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know I've been, listening to some chats that people really, not you, people hate God. They really do. They got God inside them. They this and they just, whatever. And don't take it from me. I'm a sinner. So you should maybe take it from me.
Well,
I mean, I know I'm a sinner too. So that's, I think, the worst part about it.
How about How about you have sinned in the past and you're continuing to improve?
I think that's fair.
We're quick to judge ourselves and each other sometimes. And that's what I've learned about myself. And I honestly started feeling better when I stopped caring about my opinions, when I stopped
yeah.
labeling and trying to identify everything, when I started being comfortable not knowing the answers. That's when I felt better. What's that?
I
just got that same story.
anything.
The idea though too that I want you to consider, you said you work hard, and I admire work ethic. It's something I learned young. I honor the work ethic that I have, but I've said it many times. I'm pro labor, pro workers,
Oh,
but
they unblocked.
anti-jobs. I think humans work too fucking hard. So maybe I can find ways to help you find fulfillment and a return in your energy where you don't have to commit so many hours. But if you're loving what you're doing, maybe I can find ways to help you grow that too.
That's a very good idea. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy working. I've missed out on a lot of my childhood. Now they're 12 and I'm not as fun to be around. But
well,
I'm good. I feel blessed to have a job, to have a roof over my head, to have the different things. And I think just working is a good thing.
Your gratitude is well placed, because you're right. Especially if you got the kids, you gotta have a way to provide safety.
Yeah, priceless indeed. Priceless indeed. Have a good night, everybody.